Let's go. Let's go. Give by the example. Let's go. I am love. You are love. Yes. 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 I am abundant. You are abundant. Expressing yourself. Yeah. There we go. I need to learn to cut it just when it the music is fading out. I'm learning, you know, I'm always unlearning and expanding and learning something new, you know. I love unlearning stuff. I'm like, okay, that doesn't work anymore. I can learn something new. Oh yes. I love that about myself. That I can just be okay with making mistakes and learning from my mistakes and going, huh, that didn't work out so well. I can forgive myself. And usually there's nothing to forgive because sometimes when I look back 5 years, even just 2 weeks, I'm like, damn, that was a beautiful mistake. Because if I hadn't made that mistake, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So today I would like for us to forgive God for the people that taught us that making mistakes is bad. Here's why. If you were taught that making mistakes is bad, it's impossible to learn from what you deem as bad. Think about it. If you go to a school and they're always smacking you, smacking you, smacking you, smacking you, do you think, or a class, right? Maybe you had a frumpy teacher, Miss, like, I don't know, Miss Humpty Dumpty or something like this. Maybe you didn't call him Miss Humpty Dumpty or Mr. Humpty Dumpty, but you know, there were teachers in school that were just like Humpty Dumpties. And they were just like disinterested. They were disengaged and they really didn't want to be there. They were just there for the paycheck. Let's tell these truths, right? They were just there for the paycheck. And so maybe they treated you really badly. And maybe they told you you're stupid. It's so stupid of you to make mistakes. It's stupid. You are a stupid. Let's have these conversations. Because so many people need therapy from childhood wounding from the school system. Can we blame the teachers? No, I don't think so. Can we blame the education system? Nope, I don't think so. Because anyway, it doesn't matter what country you go to, every other country is different. It's not different, but it's the same slave matrix. They put your children in boxes, in rows, like they're in prison. They bus them to and from. And they give them the same education that doesn't really activate all hemispheres, both hemispheres of their brain. And you can't beat me on this. I've lived in a lot of countries and I teach. So I know how children are indoctrinated into being sheep. I actually know. And most of the time, even South Africa was this, you were beaten for making mistakes. So tell me this, why must I go and want to learn from a teacher who beats me for making mistakes? I can't learn. My brain is traumatized from that one experience of being beaten with a ruler or something like this. I'm not saying discipline is not good, but the way we discipline, the way we teach is really important as parents and as teachers and especially as leaders. Sometimes you are going to work with like really mindless souls. Oh my God. You're going to keep telling them the same thing 10 times and they're still going to be like, I don't know. Tell me what I'm going to do. I don't know. And they just keep coming back. They just keep coming back. I used to get hella angry at this. Like, hella angry at this. Hella angry at this. Like, you cannot understand how angry I used to get. But I felt like I was losing my mind. I think that's why I had to take a break from consulting, because I felt like I was losing my mind. I'm like, what the frick is going on here? It's because people are afraid to learn, because in school or even just upbringing at home, they were beaten for making mistakes. So how can you learn if you equate in your mind, you equate mistakes to being beaten? Why would you want to learn? And I've been finding this all over the world. The more I talk to people, I'm like, I will just be inquisitive and just ask them, tell me more about your school. Like, where did you go to school? How was school? Yeah, it was very strict and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh. If they went to a creative school, even like a liberal arts university, I'm like, okay, I might be working with something here. But like, if they don't have masculine energy, their left brain is not fully activated, I'm going to be dealing with drama. So the ones that are fully in the left hemisphere of their brain cannot think themselves out of problems. The ones that are fully activated in the right hemisphere of their brain are do not have any form of masculinity. So they're just freaking drama, writing drama, creating drama, and involving everybody in the drama. It's a fucking shit show. And nobody's learning anything from this. So even when they make mistakes, they're like, oh, whatever, just sweep it under the rug, sweep it under the rug. Maybe it will go away. Maybe it will go away. It never goes away. It just keeps haunting them, haunting them, haunting them, haunting them. Because they're supposed to learn something. Do you think I found myself in these situations like this? Aha! It's called spiritual special aid. When you keep doing the same thing over and over again with the same mindless souls over and over and over again, and you keep asking yourself, what the hell? Then the shame. Why can't I learn from my mistakes? Now you start to feel stupid. And then your self-esteem drops. And then the depression. And then because you just like, it's hopeless. I just keep making the same fucking mistakes over and over again. It's costing me a lot of money. It's costing me a lot, like, emotionally. Physically, I'm drained from making the same mistake. What is it that I'm not learning here? Spiritual special aid. How realms? Why is this? It's designed this way. Because we were never, I have to thank my parents. It doesn't matter how hard it was. Let me drink some tea, please. It doesn't matter how hard it was growing up during Civil War. My mother always used to say, why this? Sometimes it didn't come out very lovely, and I wanted it to come out soft and lovely with unicorns and rainbows and fairies. But my mother always asked questions. And even though my dad would be angry at you, he would ask you a question. Why this? Why do you choose to do this? Why this? What have you learned from this? That's how I'm raising my leaders in my school. Why this? Tell me exactly, why did you make this choice? Why this choice? And what are we learning out of this? And if you make this choice again, what are the consequences? Because now you're experiencing the consequences. If you don't learn from this experience and this seeming mistakes, what could be the future consequences? You're going to experience the same consequences, maybe 10 times worse, because life is just going to drag you through until you say, okay, I need to learn from these mistakes. Or you can choose the route of the gods and the goddesses, the route of self-love, of self-honor, of like, what, I want to work on my emotions from a place of love and self-honor and just self-soothing and knowing that I deserve to honor my emotions instead of allowing life to just then drag me through, and I just keep making the same old mistakes and not understanding what's going on. And now I'm going to sink into some angers and hatred and depressions that I don't actually need to sink into, when I could just take the time out to self-honor my emotions. If you honor your emotions will all honor you back. There is an inner child inside of you that is such a genius, that is so beautiful, that is so creative. Like, if you actually tapped into that inner child and allowed that inner child to teach you what your mistakes actually mean, you'll realize that they're not actually mistakes. Most of the things that I thought were mistakes, or the experiences that I thought were mistakes, now turns out that those were the best learning experiences that I'd written out for myself in my own life experience, because now I take responsibility, full on responsibility. I created this. I might not fucking like it. It might be really hella painful, but I got a technology that I can use to get myself out of my hells and back into my heavens. And I encourage you, I implore you to use this technology. Download the Radical Forgiveness worksheet below. And please start doing this work, practicing this work. It's your own healing, your own love. And if you want to go deeper into this process, please go to the Future Gen Leaders app, available on the iOS, Apple, iOS, and Google Play, and download download the Future Gen Leaders app. And within the Future Gen Leaders app, there is a process called Rebirth Your Vision. We go deeper, far deeper than this Radical Forgiveness worksheet. But just start here with the Radical Forgiveness worksheet. Just start here. It's okay to make mistakes. Who said you can't make mistakes? Who are these crazy people who said you can't make mistakes? Have you seen a child when they start learning how to walk? They fall, and then they hold on to stuff, and then they walk a little bit, fall, and then they hold on to stuff, and they walk a little bit, and they fall. So I'm sorry, who gave us this idea that we're not supposed to fall and make mistakes and keep pushing forward? Who taught us this? Who taught us this crazy idea? This person must be brought to discipline, because people are living in such fear of, I need to be perfect, it needs to be right. It's not perfect, it's not right, I'm a loser. And so in this loser state, they go into the depressions and all of this rubbish. Cut it out with this rubbish. Cut it out. There's no such thing as I can't learn from my mistakes. There's a trauma, a story associated with the fact that every time I made a mistake, I got punished. And so if that trauma is still there and it's unhealed, it's impossible. I'm sorry, it's impossible to learn from each seeming setback or seeming mistake. Those mistakes and seeming setbacks are there for you to learn something about yourself that will help you advance to the next level. But if you were traumatized, now we're not going to blame the people that traumatize our mothers, our fathers, our school system, the government, God, or what. But we are going to go down to God and say, God, I want to forgive all the people that traumatized me for making mistakes and told me that I couldn't learn and I was stupid and this and this and this and this. If you want to list those people, list them. If you don't want to list those people, just say, God, I am angry that you created such numbnuts on planet Earth. Because I'm sorry, you and I have both been numbnuts and have hurt other people like this too. I mean, you don't know, when you were on the playground, you might have kicked somebody and that person now is like traumatized for the rest of their life. Have you seen Mark Zuckerberg's eyes? I think I've shared this with you. I was watching a video and some guy was like, please, whoever hurt Mark Zuckerberg, please say sorry. Just please say sorry so this man can stop, and can just have a soul. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe somebody abused him in childhood. Maybe somebody told him that he wasn't smart. And when he figured out how smart he was like, I'm going to fuck these people. Social media is quite interesting. So you don't know what the motives are behind people's creations and stuff like that. But if it's not from a very purely loving place, it can create some havoc and chaos on planet Earth. And sometimes it's just, somebody said something to you, or you're not smart, or making mistakes is bad, or you say, oh, you're so stupid. And that is like so launched deeply in your consciousness. I've done it. I've said it. You've done it. You've said it. So let's just go, all of us, to whatever idea of God you have. But let it be the highest level of God, not these demonic things that we call God. Where this God only believes in all beings being safe, loving, having enough food, having a way to express themselves creatively and fulfilling their purpose. All beings, not some special beings, not other special beings, all beings on planet Earth that are willing, able to self-actualize and are willing to step into this progress and this process where we all are loving and helping each other and evolving. Okay, pray to this being and say, listen here, I'm taking my Radical Forgiveness worksheet and we're going to have a real conversation now. Because you know what? I'm kind of tired of not knowing why I can't learn from my mistakes. I don't even know who implanted this idea in my head. And I don't have the time to try and figure it out. But here's what we're going to do. I'm angry at the education system that I had teachers like this, but I can't even name all the teachers because I've had so many teachers in the education system, I can't even remember. But God, I'm real angry at you that you created these people who think that you can't learn by making mistakes. Who the hell are these people? They need to be brought to justice. Say this and say, God, we need to have a real conversation. Who are these people that think they can go around having control and power over people and telling them that you can't make a mistake and you're a dumb and you're a dumb idiot and making mistakes is bad? Who are these people? These are the dumb-dumbs. These are the mindless dumb-dumbs. Get real angry in your radical forgiveness. So that you're not saying these things to people. Because if you don't actually express this in your radical forgiveness or some kind of therapeutic way, when somebody comes to help you, you will start saying, you dumb, stupid woman, you prostitute. Or as a woman, you'll be like, men are trash. These men are trash. And that's the man that was supposed to help you with a business deal. And that's the one that God sent. And then when you look back 10 years later, you're like, oh, I wish I hadn't said that. I wish and now you're in depression and now you're in a hell realm that you can't even think your way out of. So you bet them get angry here in your radical forgiveness. Work it out. Work out your wounds in the privacy of your own soul and in the privacy of your own home so that you can speak from a place of love. You can speak with integrity. You can live as a human being from the highest realms of consciousness instead of this low-level consciousness. This low-level consciousness is fizzling out. These people are fizzling out. You can fizzle out with them, or you can choose love reign supreme. Abundance for all beings reign supreme. Wholeness in our mental storehouse, in our minds, in our emotions. So we're not saying crazy stuff because we're depressed or borderline or narcissists. We're thinking clearly. We are thinking from a place of love and collaboration. How can I help you grow? And how can I serve you? Not take. Thich Nhat Hanh calls it the realm of the hungry ghost. People are just hungry ghosts. Hungry ghosts. They don't even know what they're doing. They don't even know what they're thinking half the time. That's why their lives are such a shit show. Forgive God for creating this because, yo, man, consciousness, yo, woman, consciousness is gangster, number one, but consciousness, we must respect, has its own time. Who are you? You are not God. I am not God. We can bless souls and say, wow, what an interesting experience and an interesting story you're creating. I'm not going to judge you. I have no interest in this. I would like to understand why this, so maybe I can provide a solution. But I'm not getting involved in this because I don't want you to break down my self-esteem. I've worked too hard. And I don't want to be involved in a relationship with you where I'm trying to break down your self-esteem or manipulating you or trying to backstab you. It's just unhealthy. It's not a very positive vibration to be creating businesses from, relationships from, marriages from, friendships from. Why would we want to engage in this? I'm not interested in this. But right now on planet Earth, a lot of souls are living from this hell realm state of consciousness. And because they hate themselves and they have a lot of self-loathing and negation, self-negation, and it's designed this way for us to hate ourselves. It's designed. It's a strategy of war. The more I've been doing my own forgiveness work over the years, I'm just like, oh my God, we don't even know how deep this is. We actually don't. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they're doing. Forgive the mother. Forgive the mother, for they truly have no idea what they are doing. You can learn from your mistakes. This is the truth. You can learn from your mistake. You can heal from all the people that have told you that you are stupid, you can't, you won't amount to nothing. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. It is a lie. The sun rises every single day and sets. Life believes in itself so much as the sun that the sun must rise and set. So if the sun is successful every single day rising and setting, and it provides photosynthesis for you to eat, I mean, the power of that, you can just tap into that power and say, oh no, if the sun is successfully rising every single day and setting at night, I'm going to be damn rising every single day and setting at night, having fulfilled my mission for that day to shine greatness, to shine love, to shine self-confidence, to be the bright, shining example of what being one, loving myself, self-acceptance can look like, so that if you want to join the gravy train of self-acceptance and self-love and living a great affluent opulent life where you tapped into the universal's ideas of abundance, not trying to leech off anybody else. Yo, here's the beacon of light. Download the Future Chain Leaders app onto your phone, and there are processes that I've created for you. And if this is not what you want, check the hell out. Goodbye and God bless. Thank you. It was lovely knowing you. You are entitled to boundaries. And I am showing this so that you can know that you are entitled to boundaries. I've met more people that didn't actually know that they were entitled to boundaries. But I mean, I've fallen into these traps. You know what I mean? But you are entitled to your peace of mind, where you can start to unravel the mysteries of your life so that you can actually learn from your mistakes. When you are busy in the rat race, busy with other people's dramas, busy with other people's problems, you don't have the time to learn from your own mistakes. So you just keep making the same mistakes with the same dramas with the same people. Unacceptable. It's time for us to all wake up. Yes? Metta. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be liberated from all ignorance. May I be liberated from all suffering. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be liberated from all ignorance. May all beings be liberated from all suffering. Togos, Togos, Togos. Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Be happy, be happy, be happy. Joy is your birthright. Happiness is your birthright. Abundance is your natural state of being. Joy is your natural state of being. I've never seen a bird take antidepressants. I've never seen a bird take antidepressants. I've never seen a bird take anxiety medication. Okay. So whatever in your life is bringing you anxiety, depression, drama, I mean, it is not of God quality. Whomever is saying you can learn from your mistakes and blah, 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 and they just keep pounding it, you got to have boundaries so that you can heal. So you can love yourself enough to stand in your own sovereignty and say, no matter what you say about me, no matter how you say it, no matter what I believe in the purpose that God put in my soul before I incarnated. I agreed, my higher self agreed with God consciousness to create heaven on earth as my creativity, as my business, as my body temple, as my friendships, as my relationships, as everything in my life. You are deserving of this. This is your birthright. Anything else is a figment of dysfunction. Okay? Believe this about yourself, receive this about yourself, and share this with others. Don't just hug this. So once you get to know that, oh, I deserve love, share it with others. Tell other people, share it with them. You are beautiful. You are amazing. Start believing in yourself and refer people to these videos because, this is just damn magic. I mean, love you long time. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. Go to them gods and say, I'm tired. You and I have got an appointment now. We're going to do this forgiveness work real. Okay. I mean, love you long